Hola and happy good evening. I am wearing the face of one tired mama this evening. I'm also Brienne, owner and founder of Zenful Mindings, and today I really wanted to talk to you about today because it's an important part of our lives. So today I was not perfect. I wasn't even close. I was so far not perfect that it was perfectly not perfect. I think this is so pertinent though. And so I wanted to share it because we should be so genuinely, authentically flawed out in the open, because too often we are performing life for other people. And for what? For what are we doing that? So that we can go home with some sort of validation that people think we're perfect when we're not, and then we feel the sinking pressure that we have to be perfect all the time when that's what we've set ourselves up to have as an expectation. That's so much. And today I spent the day with my 3-year-old daughter, who is the joy and light, and we had some great moments, and we did some stuff we really wanted to do, like, go ride bikes and go for a nature walk and eat rice pudding that was delicious. And then we did some stuff that we didn't want to do, like chores. And there were some trying moments, some definite joyful moments, but during those trying moments, as joyful as all of the other stuff was, I was really being tested on my patience, and I lost patience. I definitely lost patience. I yelled, which I guess is like a totally normal parent thing to do. And then I, went back and I made sure I talked to her about it, and I made sure that we have these conversations afterwards, and we go over all that, and we hug it out, and we express our feelings. That's really important in my house. And even after all that, I feel exhausted because I've gone on this emotional roller coaster ride of joyful and frustrated and just plain angry, at my own lack of patience sometimes. But here I am at the end of the day, and I'm excited for sleep. I think one of the things I wanted to talk about as far as yoga on the mat, that we think about this, is that, and I talk about this a lot to people, about how there's this perception, based on pop culture, that, to do physical yoga, you have to have a perfect body and perfect clothes and perfect hair, and you have to never sweat, and you have to keep your balance every time, and you have to look a certain way, and it's all wrong. It's so all wrong. And if that's what you expect from yoga, that's not it. Yoga is absolutely imperfect, and it calls for you to look at those things that are not that stereotypical perfection, right? Because those are the things that are where we learn and where we have true experiences. They're not in those moments that we catch glimpses of on Instagram, and I certainly, maybe those people are learning in the moment, but there are a number of feelings that go through my body when I see things like that. That's beautiful, and if I could shoot a picture like that, I probably would. But anytime I've ever tried something like that, it never looks like that, because that's just not me. I lose my balance, and I have to use a wall or chair for support sometimes, and I use blocks, and sometimes I feel fat in my yoga clothes. And I perceive myself to look, unkempt, which is probably fair. Those things are absolutely real, and I wouldn't show up on my yoga mat any other way, because if I was too busy on my yoga mat, trying to keep this perfect image, trying to keep up this performance, I wouldn't be able to experience the yoga, right? I wouldn't be able to have that experience. And that's what this imperfect day and imperfect life is all about for me. And that's what I wanted to talk with you about, is if we can't stop the performance, if we can't say, hey, I am not perfect, and talk about where we kind of fall off, or fall down, or are struggling because we seem to hold ourselves to these higher standards. If we can't talk about this stuff, like really talk about it, we're just lost in the performance. We're not having the experience. We're too busy trying to upkeep that performance, right? And that's not worth the time. It's not worth the time, because like I mentioned earlier, at the end of the day, does that make you cozy in bed? Does that give you a light conscience, or does it give you more stress? It would give me more stress. And I can bet that there are times, no, not bet, I know that there are times in my life where I have lived like that. I've absolutely lived like that because I thought it was supposed to be a certain way, or I thought I was supposed to be doing certain things. And this right now, this particular point in my life, all of the different things I've got going on are so against most of that. And I love that. I love it. And it's strange, and it's different, and it's new, and it takes getting used to, but it's beautiful. And it makes me feel whole in a way that nothing else in my life ever has, for right now, in this moment, right now. So that's all I have today. I'm tired. I'm gonna go have a hot tea. I can't even say tea, and go to bed. Happy, delicious dreams, everybody. Have a beautiful one.